Hi everyone, it's Rain here. I'm just checking on my cheeses this morning, and I flip them. I have a flip schedule for all of them. Most of them get flipped once a week, and that's to make sure that the fats and the flavors are all evenly distributed. This is my 3-month cheddar that I packaged on July 19th. It's going to be ready on October 19th. And as I was flipping it, I noticed these little blue marks. It's got some mold on it. And this is the only one that has mold on it, and I know exactly why it has mold on it. I'll try to put this closer. Can you see all those patterns on the top? The dents and the little patterns and things? Well, this was the first cheese that I made, and I didn't properly put the cheesecloth on top of it. Instead of pulling the cheesecloth over and flattening it, I just kind of went like this. I wasn't thinking, and so it made all these dents. And where a lot of the dents are, there's the mold. But that's an easy remedy. I've made some cheese brine here, which lasts like 2 years, so I'm keeping it in the fridge. What you do is you take a piece of paper towel and you dip it in the cheese brine, and you just go over the spots with the cheese brine, and it takes all the mold off. I'm afraid I'm going to have to be babysitting this cheddar more than the others because of that mistake I made, that I didn't place the cheesecloth on properly. So you see, it's really important to make sure that you get everything done well, because I don't want to have to throw away a cheese because it's filled with mold. Like this one here. I got the other ones off. But this one here is actually in a little bit of a hole. I don't know if you can see that. See that? So, what I'm going to do is, I've got a little brush somewhere. Here's my brush. I had to pause the video because I wasn't ready. I didn't have my brush. So, I'm just going to take a little bit of brine and do that. And I'm going to take my brush and just brush to try to get that mold out of there. And it's working. There we go. I'll just take a little more brine. Make sure I've got all the mold out. There's a little bit. Sorry for the shaky camera. That's my fault. I keep hitting it with my arm. Okay, so I think I've got all the mold off. As you can see, that's where the mold was in the hole. So I'm going to just, there's a few other spots here that have mold. I'm just going to quickly go over that and get those off. Now I have to check it to make sure there's no other mold anywhere else. There's a bit of white mold forming here, but that's okay. And on this side, we have a few little blue spots. I don't know if you can see them, just a few small ones. So I'm going to go over that with the brine and get rid of those. This works really, really well. So I have another little spot right here that's in a crack, so I have to take the brush to get rid of that. So I'm going to dab a little bit of brine on there and just rub it out. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So I'm just going to make sure there's nothing left. I'm going to put this on a plate today, and I'm going to air dry it, just so that the areas that I brined are not still wet. And then I'm going to reseal it and put it back into the cheese cave. And keep an eye on it every week, because I fear that because of these little holes that were in the cheese due to the fact that I didn't put on the cheesecloth properly, I think that some more mold might form, but I'm going to try to dry it as much as possible and continue to age it from there.